Welcome back to yet another video. We want to talk yields. I know we all like talking cash flow and we all want to make, give me a little thumb up if you want to make 10% per day. I would like to make 10% per day as well. But the cost of doing so to me far outweighs the 10% per day, because what's the point of making 10% per day if you lose 100% in a couple days? So you may or may not have met Gordon yet. If you have, let us know. If you met him in the UIG or Fast Track, Gordon is brilliant. Wrote a book on Bitcoin. He's been in the space. How long have you been in the space actually?
Since about 2017.
Yeah.
So
So, just a
not only
short,
here.
just a short period of time. We were just going to chat about kind of yield and chasing yield. And Gordon, I know you have a bit of a take and some thoughts on it. So I thought we'd bring you on and have you share.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words, Lucas. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, on the topic of yield, like it's exciting when you first dive into DeFi and you see all of these APYs and you see numbers like
Compound calculator.
300%. Yeah, exactly. So it can be exciting and you can be drawn to these big numbers for APYs and you're earning huge amounts of yield per year. And one of the things that we try to talk through with people in the UIG and with fast track clients is the consistency of yield compounded over time is more important than trying to chase a big number. And when you zoom out and look at the big picture, S&P 500 and traditional stock market, those guys are trying to get 7 to 12% per year, and that's awesome. That's what they're targeting. And in DeFi, when you see numbers like 300, 600, 1200% per year in concentrated liquidity pools, you can see the dollar signs flashing. But, if we zoom out and think about something like 0.25% to 0.3% per day, compound that over a month, you're looking at 7 to 10%. Compound that over a year, you're looking at 75 to 100% per year. And that's, to put it in context, it's crazy compared to the S&P and compared to the traditional stock market. So, it's very much about getting the balance and trying to zoom out and look at the big picture, not get drawn towards these huge flashing numbers. And when you think about the fact that, 0.2, 0.3% per day compounded over time can give you 75 to 100% per year, it's still pretty amazing what you can do with some of the opportunities, in DeFi right now.
So good. I was in Vegas a few weeks ago and I have this love-hate relationship with Vegas, but I was walking down in my hotel, Venetian, and I was walking through you always get lost trying to find where the elevators are. So I'm looking and everyone's just pulling these levers and they're expressionless. Like there's some people who are just there with friends and they're just having fun. And I get that. Like they're gambling $100 and they're enjoying the experience. Totally cool. But there was so many people like smoking and just like pulling this lever. And it was like not judging. I don't know their life story, but it just seemed like the soulless pit of like just pain. And what we don't see and what worries me is like that's happening in DeFi on the computer, people sitting in dark rooms in the basement, clicking buttons and trying to win. And when they win, they just gamble it all away on the next turn. And when they lose, they get more of that. It's the whole gambling addiction. And it's kind of sucks because everyone has exposure to it and it's not really talked about, but it's alive and well. I think we just don't see it because it's in private, not in a casino.
And I think that's why the community that you've built has been so valuable, because people can come in and share exactly what they're doing. There's a whole section for portfolio reviews. People can submit, their existing portfolio and get feedback. And yes, everyone likes to dabble in a meme coin from now,
I do too.
from time to time to kind of get a bit of yield. But, if we think about the fundamental liquidity pairs, we're basing those on blue chip assets for fast track clients and people in the UIG. You can get feedback on your portfolio. There's a great community of people who are going to be able to contribute and give you feedback on exactly what you're doing. So I think that's an extremely valuable resource, and people can check that out.
Appreciate that. And even beyond UIG, I think in community, I'm so big on it. There's a study done with rats, and this was shared in a mastermind group I'm part of. And if the water bottle is filled, if they have two water bottles, water and one filled with heroin, a rat alone will overdose on the heroin. You put 50 rats together with toys and things for the rats to do and have those two water bottles. I think it's like they will all sip on the heroin and take a hit of it. But because they're in the community, they won't overdose and they won't fall completely into addiction. And I think the world has so much addiction right now because we're not in community anymore. We're very separate. So to me, whether it's UIG or you create your own community or you find your own people to do life or business or DeFi with, I think there's a lot of power in that. And it gets us out of our addictive tendencies and it
Mhm.
brings us into a higher level of consciousness so we can actually um, have the full human experience. So I'm really, really big on that. So that's kind of like my driver behind community. But either way, I think just finding community that suits you is literally
Yeah.
the hack to life.
Yeah. A lot of power in it for
Yeah.
sure.
So good. Gordon, thank you. If you guys want more videos, do let me know in the comments below. Any questions you have. I really want to create YouTube videos and videos in general. It'll make my life so easy if it's just a question in the YouTube comments. I never have to think about what content to create. We can just literally pull questions from you and create content around it. So if you do have a question, leave it in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will leave some other videos for your viewing pleasure. Study this stuff. It's all free on YouTube, but if you just watch it and don't do anything with it, you've wasted your time. And I don't want to create that. I want you to watch something, apply it, and better your life for it. So check out some other videos, apply it. And with that said, we'll see you in the next video.